Yeah,
it's
yeah,
worst.
for sure.
But he has to go to Manhattan.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I'll say so.
She went upstairs when we left. I don't know what for.
Stacy, the first draft of the absentee ballot.
Good evening, everyone.
Are you gonna wanna
Good
review that?
evening.
Yeah.
Prefer it if you would. So.
Yes.
Welcome to the
No.
Brentwood Board of Education's business meeting
Thank
this
you.
Thursday, March 20th. I'd like to ask everyone to please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. I have walk-in resolutions for the board's consideration. The first resolution is to change the agenda format. Be it resolved, the board hereby suspends Board Policy 2341, agenda format, until further notice. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. The second resolution is to amend the agenda for tonight's meeting. Be it resolved, the board hereby changes agenda item G1A to agenda item G1B. And the board hereby changes agenda item G1B to agenda item G1A. Be it further resolved that the agenda item G1A is revised to state the following. Members of the public who would like to address the Board of Education may do so by completing a comment form provided on the night of the meeting. A total of 3 minutes shall be allotted per speaker. The public must conduct themselves in a respectful manner. Finally, be it further resolved that the board adds agenda item D10 and agenda item D1N to the agenda. I will have our legal counsel read resolution D10 and resolution D1N.
Thank you. Agenda item D1N, rejection of petition budget proposition. A motion would be in order to adopt the resolution as follows. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby rejects the petition submitted to the office of the district clerk on or about March 6, 2025, to place a proposition on the ballot because the petition for such proposition is not in compliance with the applicable provisions of New York State education law, including but not limited to Section 1716 of the New York State education law. Resolution D10, acceptance of petition to increase the number of board members. A motion would be in order to adopt the resolution as follows. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby accepts the petition submitted to the office of the district clerk on or about March 6, 2025, to place a proposition on the ballot because the petition for such proposition is in compliance with the applicable provisions of New York State education law.
Thank you, Candace. At this time, I will ask the board to vote on the amending of the agenda to include the items mentioned. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Maria Malave. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. We will now proceed with the agenda item A3 regarding the interim district clerk. Be it resolved that the Brentwood Board of Education authorizes and directs Candace Gomez, Esquire, District Counsel, to swear in Dennis M. Logan as interim district clerk effective as of March 12, 2025.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of interim district clerk
of the office of interim district clerk
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dennis's daughter is in labor, so he's heading to Manhattan now to be present for his grandchild's birth. So good luck.
Thank you.
We will continue with the agenda. Special presentation, policy 5300.45, Code of Conduct, alternative instruction, presented by Dr. Vincent Leone.
Thank you, Ms. Felix, Board of Education. My name is Dr. Vincent Leone, and I'm the Director of Programs and Policy. Anytime there was a change to Policy 5300, Student Code of Conduct, we have a responsibility to communicate that change to the community. This is a very small change that deals with Policy 5300.45, Alternative Instruction. Pursuant to a change in Education Law 3214, the minimal hours of instruction for students that are on alternative instruction have changed. So the minimum number of hours for students in grades K through 6 is 10, in grades 7 through 12 is 15. So that is the change that will be made to Policy 5300.45. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we will begin our special recognitions this evening. Tonight, we will start off with John De La Rosa, Section 11, Suffolk County Wrestling Champion. John?
Okay, stand right there.
Hi.
How are you?
Good face to the audience.
How are you? Okay, very nice.
Hi. Don't be nervous.
That's
You can turn around, face the community.
Okay, just move a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, so tonight is a good evening, everyone at home and everyone here. We are so excited. We have so many students here, and this is what we really love to do when we have a board meeting. So tonight is a historic and proud moment for the Brentwood community as we come together to celebrate outstanding achievements. I would like to begin by recognizing two remarkable athletes and their dedicated coaches, John De La Rosa, the 152-pound Suffolk County champion, and Jason Quake, the 160-pound New York State champion. Jason, are you around here too? Can you please come over next to your friend?
So Jason is our NYSPHSAA New York State Wrestling Champion. Let's congratulate him.
And of course, as we know, behind every great athlete stands a team of coaches who shape, guide, and inspire them towards success. So tonight we also recognize Mr. Ralph Napolitano, Jerry Goodfellow, and James Colmeyer. for their commitment. So let's learn a little bit about John De La Rosa. He's a 12th grade student athlete who has made Brentwood history. He's a high school wrestler who has shown strong dedication, great skill, and the heart of a true champion. During the 2024-2025 wrestling season, John held an impressive 39-3 record, earning the second seed in the county tournament. He then took the mat at Stony Brook University, where he faced the top-ranked wrestler in Suffolk County. In a breathtaking final match, John dominated with a 15-point lead, ending the match early in the third period and claiming the title of 152-pound Suffolk County champion. John's accomplishments didn't stop there. He was named Champion of Champions in the Suffolk County tournament and went on to the New York State tournament, where he earned 5th place and all-state honors. His fellow champions voted him to carry the Section 11 flag and lead the Suffolk County team during the opening ceremony of the New York State tournament. That is a true testament to his leadership and the respect he has earned from his friends. This is not the first time that John has made history. Last year, as an 11th grader, he won the New York State Greco-Roman Wrestling Championship, becoming Brentwood's first state champion in over 30 years. John, your remarkable journey and historic achievements have made Brentwood incredibly proud. Your work ethic, resilience, and commitment are an inspiration to all of us, and we cannot wait to see what the future takes for you. Okay, congratulations on making history, and I know that you're going to become a great phys ed teacher. That's what he said he was going to do. Okay, and then we have Jason Quake, a student athlete who has also made history in Brentwood wrestling. Jason's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. Overcoming challenges and setbacks, he demonstrated resilience, determination, and commitment to excellence. As a junior, he placed 4th in the New York State Championships, setting the stage for what will become a truly historic senior season. In his final year, he dominated the competition and became a New York State champion, solidifying his place at one of Brentwood's all-time greats. What makes his achievement even more remarkable is that in the long history of Brentwood wrestling, no other athlete has ever placed in 4 state tournaments throughout their career. Jason is the first and only one to do this. Now, here is the list of accomplishments. Jason is the first Brentwood wrestler to ever place in the Freestyle Nationals in Fargo, North Dakota, and that is the most prestigious freestyle wrestling event in the country. He's Brentwood's 13th state champion. He is also a high school All-American. He has a career record of 164-8 with 8 losses coming only from former state champions. He has an undefeated senior season, 41-0, proving his dominance. He's a 2025 Eastern States Tournament champion, and he just committed to North Carolina State, where he's going to wrestle, and he's also going to become a phys ed teacher, another one that we will have here on our side. Jason's legacy is one of perseverance, hard work, and historic achievement. His impact on Brentwood wrestling will inspire many generations to reach for greatness. So congratulations, Jason.
On behalf of the Board of Education, we would like to give you some certificates of achievement along with your coaches.
Very nice. Thank you. Come on.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you for the Board of Education for this. But before we take the picture, there's one more honor for this team. After each game or contest, coaches get evaluated on sportsmanship. You evaluate the other team in 3 separate categories: coach, athletes, and spectators. The total gets added up. At the end of the season, we have the highest sportsmanship rating. So we had numerous teams this year win this award. But while we're honoring wrestling, I just want to let Ralph know that your team was the highest rated sportsmanship team in Section 11.
I also want to congratulate their parents. Are they here? Are your parents here? Congratulations.
And the fun just doesn't stop. So, we're going to continue with our Women's History Month honorees.
All right, so good evening. So tonight we have 2 very special women here with us. And let me start with Milagros Soto. Milagros, can you please stand up? So Milagros Soto's journey is one of resilience and determination. She was born and raised in Manhattan's Lower East Side as the youngest of 11 children in a proud Puerto Rican family. Inspired by her older brother, a New York City police officer, she was driven to make a difference and pursue a career in law enforcement. In 1988, she joined the Suffolk County Police Department, and over the years, she has served in multiple roles, always leading with strength and integrity. Her rise through the ranks has been nothing short of extraordinary. In 2021, she was promoted to Deputy Chief, becoming the first Hispanic woman to achieve this rank. In 2023, she advanced to Assistant Chief, overseeing the Internal Affairs Bureau. And in 2025, she was elevated to Chief of Operations of the Suffolk County Police Department, making the highest ranking woman in the department's 65-year history. During an interview with Newsday, Milagros said, "I have always heard this saying, you cannot be it if you cannot see it. And so I want young women to see me and say, yes, it is possible." Milagros, your name means in English miracle, and that is exactly what you are. A miracle for the communities you have served, a miracle for the young woman looking up to you, and a miracle for law enforcement. Thank you, Milagros.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, guys. We also have Belinda Arboris. Belinda, can you please come? Belinda Arboris' career is a testament to dedication and service. Her journey began in 1981 when she joined the Suffolk County Police Department as a community service aide. Just 4 years later, she became a police officer, marking the beginning of an incredible career of service for Suffolk County. Over the years, Belinda has not only served as an outstanding officer, but has also been a trailblazer for women in law enforcement. In 1997, she made history as the first Hispanic woman to serve on the police commissioner's staff as a special assistant with a focus on police community relations. After retiring as a detective, she continued serving the community by joining the office of Congressman Lee Zeldin in 2015, working on issues related to immigration, security, and law enforcement. But she didn't retire. Today, she serves as Deputy Police Commissioner, where she continues to advocate for public safety, diversity, and stronger community partnerships. But Belinda's impact doesn't stop here. She has dedicated countless hours to volunteer for community organizations, including the Adopt a Family at Christmas program. Her heart is always with the Brentwood community, and on so many occasions, she has said to me, "Tell me what you need, Wanda." We have to clap to that. She just Belinda, your career is really an inspiration, and the best part is that you graduated from Brentwood.
Thank you so very much. Belinda, can you join us? And now, as they say, the pièce de résistance, what we've all been waiting for. Our girls varsity basketball team, Suffolk class, AAA champions.
Okay, so as Ms. Phillips
You want them to
said,
come up?
oh, I'm
He
going
wants
to
to.
call her. I have the whole team prepared for them. You just wait and see. So tonight we're very proud to recognize, as Ms. Eileen Felix mentioned, and celebrate our very own Suffolk County AAA champions. They are a team of 13 strong, skillful, intelligent, beautiful, and dedicated young ladies who have made history and made Brentwood proud. We also want to extend our gratitude to their coaches whose guidance, support, and dedication were instrumental in this achievement. So let's begin by acknowledging our incredible team. We have 4 ninth graders: Natalia, Gidel, right? How does you pronounce Gidel? Very good. Zoe.
You want them to come up?
They are ninth graders. Gidal, yes. Gidal, yes, I call you, yes. And Ashley. We also have one 10th grader, Angelina. We have 3 11th graders, Ava. We also have Olivia. Janessa. We also have 5 seniors. Alexis. We have Melissa. Chantel. Angelina. And Jada. All right, so young ladies, your journey this season has been nothing short also of extraordinary. The way you played with determination, heart, and support for one another, even in the most challenging moments, was truly special. Teams like you are rare, not just because of your incredible talent, but because of the bond that you share with each other. We saw how you lifted each other up. We saw your strategic plays, your resilience on the court, and the way you encouraged and motivated one another to your games. For us, you are more than just athletes. You are role models, not only for younger girls, but also for all of us. Although you are always competing on the court, what truly made us so proud was witnessing the unbreakable sisterhood you created. My wonderful ladies, games come and go, but this sisterhood that you have built will stay with you forever. As we celebrate Women's History Month, you have shown us that it's not just about competing, it's about standing together. Young ladies, you have made history. Please keep believing in yourself, keep believing in each other, because together you are unstoppable. And I need to clap for that. And of course, none of this would have been possible with the incredible leadership and dedication of your coaches, head coach Keith Green and assistant coach Malik Jackson, JV head coach Shannon McGuire, and JV assistant coach Channel Teller. Thank you so much.
Coaches, if you wouldn't mind stepping up and joining your student athletes. Sorry, I can't see beyond
I know.
the wall of greatness here.
All right.
I told you I was going to be back. Once again, not only did they win the league and they were undefeated, the county banners is being made. They were also the top team in League One for sportsmanship. And that goes a long way when you win. Usually you get it if you lose. Our teams won this winter and they showed class in every game, and I'm very proud of them. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the Class A, the AAA championship. But she also hit a milestone. 1,000 points. I'm happy with that. Right now, the town wall is white. Her name is being put on it, Brentwood, the date, and her career points, and that will be given to her. And also, we're going to honor all of our 1,000-point scorers with the parents. We have boys, women, and sons. We're going to get a girls one. We have 6, Jamie 6. So we're going to have a banner in the Ross Street for the practice. With the name of that mountain. And she was at that arena on March.
One, two, three, Brentwood.
So before everyone leaves, I just wanted to say a couple of words. You know, I think when our students embark on their athletic journeys, I don't think they always know where that will lead them, right? So they're taking a chance on a sport, learning their craft, and winning is, yes, the whole goal, but it's not the only lessons they learn along the way. And I think our younger generations learn from them as well. So unbeknownst to our girls championship team and our champions such as Jason Quake and John De La Rosa, do you know you're inspiring the next generation of Brentwood athletes? Right now there's some little boy practicing his wrestling moves in the mirror, some little girl dribbling a ball, trying to shoot, thinking of, I heard about Coach Green and Coach Malik and Coach Shannon and Chanel, and I can't wait to make that team one day. I hear nothing but great things about what they've achieved, and I want to be just like them. So, you know, your hard work, the message you're sending is hard work pays off. Resiliency pays off. Perseverance pays off. And those are the messages that you are sending out into the communities. This community in particular, you're inspiring who will walk through the halls just as you did, seeing pictures of athletes and what you have done for them and say, I want to go up on that wall one day. I want to be just like them. So you just didn't only win a Suffolk County championship or a wrestling championship, New York State, all athlete. You just didn't, right? So some people, oh, you know, he just won that. They just won that. It's not just, because the trickle effect is huge. And the history that you have made is forever etched within the Brentwood walls. So we thank you for that, for being a role model and an inspiration to generations to come.
And I also want to thank the parents of the girls that are here as well.
Yep.
I know that I heard you screaming, I heard you crying, and I did all of that with you. Trust me, I was there with you.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yes. You know, the families give up a lot, just like the girls do, and the athletes do, and the coaches do. They give up their time away from their own families. So we appreciate your dedication to our students, and we know it takes a lot, and we appreciate what you have done, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And we appreciate every moment you have given, every sacrifice away from your families that you have given to this community, this school district. We, from our bottom of our hearts, we thank you.
couple things that happened in the Brentwood Athletics that I just want to inform everybody. Let me just make sure am I good, Jim? Okay, good. The Town of Islip Sharpshooter. It's a basketball shooting contest in its 39th year, and I can proudly say that our phys ed teachers in all of our elementary buildings wholeheartedly support this program. Little girl, Brooklyn Shores of Hemlock, won second place in the 4th grade division this year. It's a very tough contest. But on a side note, the all-time high score for 4th grade girls is our own Jada Hood. She scored 42 points. So hopefully, little Brooklyn in a couple of years, Coach, she'll be shooting a J for you. I'd also like to publicly thank the board for allowing my office and coaches to be able to set up elementary sport clinics on weekends and on vacations. The staff and students love them. The students are learning volleyball, basketball, baseball, and softball, and next we're going to be doing football. So it's a great program, and I want to thank you for your support for that. Not only was wrestling the #1 team, our girls basketball program, our varsity boys basketball program, our boys and girls fencing teams, and North Middle School boys basketball and West Middle School girls volleyball also won the teams the best in their bracket for the team sportsmanship. So that is a huge accomplishment for our spectators, our coaches, and our athletes, how they perform not only in the game, but in the stands and when they're away. So it's a great accomplishment. I want to thank all those coaches for that, and the children. For our track team, we had All-County Angelo Feliciano taking second place in the state as part of the New York State Intersectional Relay Team, and All-County Gabby Asar, who took second in the 55-meter hurdles in Suffolk, third in Long Island. Great accomplishments with thousands of kids that are doing winter track. So that's a great accomplishment for those two. And last but not least, Unified Bowling is in full swing. It is our belief that sports and other co-curricular student activities are the greatest benefit to all students when it is done in a least restrictive environment. That is our unified basketball and bowling programs. It is two of the most genuine activities that we provide for our students. Between sportsmanship, camaraderie, and they just have a great time. It is a wonderful program. If you have the chance to go to a bowling match or a basketball game when that starts up a little bit later in April, please support these student athletes. It's a great program. And on that note, back to Mrs. Felix. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. O'Reilly, for your years of leadership and coming back to Brentwood to inspire our community, reinvigorate our athletic program, and for all you have done throughout the years. We appreciate you. And we will continue with our student liaisons, Farah Alzafarani and Samuel Hasfeld.
Hello, my name is Farah. Sam can't be with me today, but I will give you a little update about what's happening in Brentwood High School. Before I do that, I want to appreciate all of you guys by giving you all little gift bags made by the high school students.
I'm sure it's not more than $75, right? It's okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's just this three. I need one more.
No, two. Cindy has one.
Cindy has?
Yes.
I lied.
Thank you.
Thank you, Farrah.
All
Thank
these
you.
gift bags are made by the students from Brentwood High School, and we just wanted to show our appreciation because you've done so much for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please extend our heartfelt gratitude to the students that thought so kindly of us to grace us with such a beautiful gift. Thank you.
Thank you. So first off, I want to talk about March 14th. That was Pi Day at Brentwood High School, and the Math Honor Society actually had a Pi Day in which students voted on which teachers to be pied, and then they sold raffles, and then the person who won the raffle was able to pie that teacher. So it was
the teacher. Who was the teacher?
It was like Mr. Rooney, Miss Cole, Mr. Rotella, or all those like AP honor students, and they were like pieing them in the face for all the homework they used to give us. So it was amazing to watch, and everyone had so much fun. Another thing that we had was Young Authors Night at Brentwood High School. It was this very special event, and many people were honored, and it was a nice way to bring the community together. Another thing is that the juniors are taking the SATs now in the Ross Library, so just looking down on them, I go back to the horror stories of my SAT story. We also had Jazz Night yesterday at the high school, and it was so amazing. Everyone loved it, and it was and also another way to combine the community together. Also, finally, SHEP came to the high school. So Stony Brook SHEP came to the high school, and it gave students of all ages the chance to view the wonders of science, which really allows us to expand science and really broaden its endeavors for younger children, bringing science, helping them stepping into future science stuff. Sorry. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. I also would like to introduce Aloris and Andres to talk about the how the Brentwood High School hosted the New York State Commissioner, Dr. Betty Rosaviza, and Andres and Aloris will come speak about that now.
Hi everyone, my name is Aloris Antigua and I'm a senior. It is such an honor to be once again talking to so many people that are important to both me and our community. Almost 2 weeks ago, Brentwood had the honor of hosting a presentation to the New York State Education Department board members. They came here and gave us as students the opportunity to talk about the courses that we are taking that have impacted our lives in ways that the Graduation Plus program that Brentwood has implemented has meant to. I have never been really a good public speaker, but as I said in the presentation, the lifeguard class has shaped me into someone completely new, and I have just been saying yes to every opportunity. Thanks to Dr. Doolin offering me the chance to speak at this presentation, representing the lifeguard club and all of the opportunities it has offered me. I was recognized by Dr. Rosa, the first Latina Commissioner of Education and President of the USNY. And now I get to say, oh yeah, Dr. Rosa, you know her? Oh, yeah, she said I was great. I was recently chosen as well to represent Brentwood at the Puerto Rican Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute at Albany, where we had a mock debate session in the real legislative seats. To my surprise, Dr. Rosa was there, and yeah, I did tell the student next to me, oh, you know her? Oh, I know her. Yeah, she said I was great. It was such a huge accomplishment successfully representing Brentwood. I was one of not many students who had the chance to present their arguments for 2 different bills. After my second bill presentation and having to call a point of personal privilege because someone interrupted me, Dr. Rosa came up to me and said that she recognized me for my presentation here at Brentwood, and once again said I did great. So from now on, I'm actually going to say this every time, but this time I'm going to say it twice. She said it twice.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I can't compete with that because that's just full-on comedy right there, right? All right. So on March 7th, Brentwood High School had the privilege of welcoming Dr. Betty Rosa and the New York State Education Department leaders to our own classrooms and school. During her visit, I had the privilege of sharing my experiences in both the Journalism in a Digital Society class and the Take a Look at Teaching Club in class. I highlighted how these programs have enriched my educational journey, fostering critical thinking and a deeper understanding of the teaching profession. Moreover, because of these courses, I will be pursuing a degree in social work in the fall of 2026 at Queens College and hopefully coming back to Brentwood to become a school counselor. Later that weekend, like Aleuri said, from March 7th to the 10th, we went to the Angelo Del Toro Puerto Rican Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute, convened in Albany. This institute focuses on developing leadership skills among the Latino and Hispanic youth and provides opportunities to engage with positive role models, including elected officials and educators. At this weekend caucus, Aleuris and I were immediately recognized by Dr. Rosa for our outstanding contributions, our commitment to leadership, and most importantly, our community engagement in our presentations from that Friday. These experiences have been instrumental in shaping our perspectives and reinforcing our dedication to excellence and leadership within our communities. But 2 weeks ago, one of the quotes that I said from my favorite movie was something that resembles the teachers and the staff of our Brentwood community. It says, "There's not a life in this room that you have not touched, and each of us is a better person because of you." Right? In Spanish it says, "No hay vida en este lugar que no hayas encontrado, y cada uno de nosotros es una mejor persona gracias a ti." And that's what resembles the Brentwood community. It's how the amazing educators, the amazing board and superintendent, and most importantly, everyone behind the scenes and off camera is really giving back to our community, one student and one leader at a time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andres. Can we give them bags? Those are extra
We are
bags.
so proud of both of you, Andres and Aluris.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, we have bags, yes, absolutely. Yes, we have a present for them too. Yeah, we are very proud of you, and I know that Dr. Rosa was very impressed with both of you and with the entire team that was there to speak to her. We have a gift for you also. Maria, can you give? Oh, Brandon is going to
Yes,
do that
Brandon.
too, for participating here, for being here, and showing all the great things that you're doing.
I feel the air now. Stacy, turn the air back.
Okay. Questions on agenda items?
Let me see that. I have one.
Good evening, everyone.
Jen, can we move that to the middle, please? Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I do have a couple of questions on agenda item B2C,
Okay, we have 3-minute rule. Anna?
B2S, and B2M. So on B2C, I just want to know if the DASA coordinator is at a vacancy or a new position. On B2M, I'm wondering if you can explain a little bit more on what the health service contracts are. And on B2S, I'm wondering if you can speak more on the policies.
And
Stacy?
that's not.
B2C, B2S, and B2M.
Right, so it's not a new position. We need a DASA coordinator district-wide, and Amanda Shansi was the one that was appointed. Can you hear me?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Better?
A little bit
Okay.
better.
Okay, so it is not a new position. We do need to have a district-wide DASA coordinator, and Amanda Shansi will be appointed as that.
Okay, so she's filling a vacancy.
Oh.
No.
This year we are appointing
Oh, okay.
Amanda, yes,
Okay, so, okay.
district-wide.
Okay.
As for the health service contracts, when we have Brentwood resident students who attend a school a private school, a parochial school typically, outside of the district, in this case, in B2M, it's Westbury. If you look at the next B2N, you see 5 different school districts there. We're required to pay that school district a certain calculation. There's a formula by the state for health services. For instance, for the nurse that the public school district has to provide to that private school district. There could also be some other services, psychological services, things like that, that are provided by the home school district where that private school is located.
Okay, thank you. And the
B2S, you said?
B2M.
M?
M.
That was him.
Oh, that was M, right?
That was the,
them.
yeah,
Oh,
that,
I'm sorry, that's S.
It's S, yes.
okay, so Dr. Leone is
Dr.
right
Leone.
here, and he will answer your questions.
Assistant Director of Policy.
Hi, how are you? So B2S, there are 2 policies that the board will be voting on this evening for formal approval. 4327, homebound instruction, and 4571, graduation ceremonies. The key changes to those policies: for 4327, homebound instruction, an adult, parent or caregiver, over the age of 21 must be present during homebound instruction. Second, there's clarification regarding students instructed out of school due to suspension. The language was updated to match policy 5300, District Code of Conduct. So the changes that we described earlier this evening for the minimum number of hours for instruction was also updated in policy 4327. For graduation ceremonies, 4571, there are 3 key changes that are being proposed. First, students may be denied participation in graduation and related activities as a consequence of violations of the Code of Conduct. 2, a student denied participation may appeal to the Superintendent of Schools for reinstatement. Such appeal must be made in writing, demonstrating a pattern of improvement. And finally, current employees of the Brentwood Union Free School District may present a diploma to their child or grandchild. Sure.
Thank you, Dr. Leone.
Welcome.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Anna. All right, consent agenda. Be it resolved that the following items, oh, we have one more? Okay.
Oh, sorry, Andy.
B2G.
B2G? B2G.
B2G.
Stacy, is the disposal
question?
and sale of surplus equipment. You want clarification?
I want to know what the equipment is.
What is the?
I don't have that list with me.
Is it a big list?
It's a mid-year list, so probably not. Usually at the end of the year is when we have our bigger list.
Okay. How about B2I? Okay, I'm asking, we're buying a copiers at $101,000. How many copiers are we buying?
This is a copier and a service agreement, and it's not for the schools, it's for our production department. So it's a large copier, like if you go to Staples and they do that, they contract that out, doing all those copies. So it's a copier of that can do that volume. So it's a very big copier for our production. It includes the number of copies throughout the year. It includes supplies for the copier. as well as toner and service.
Okay, and before, when you guys came in, you said there was a walk-in amendment or a walk-in addition, 2341. Can you tell us what that is?
We're suspending the board policy 2341, the agenda format, until further notice. So what that is, the last page of the agenda, 24. If you go to page 24, I'm sorry, 25. I apologize, number 25. We're going to conclude the meetings going forward with old and new business. So we're just reversing the end of the meeting where we'll have public comment before we have old and new business. And that you'll only get one opportunity to come to the microphone for 3 minutes.
All right, that policy's got to be changed.
Anything else?
I think I have one more. No, go ahead.
All right, thank you,
I'll get to
Andy.
the next one.
Okay. Okay, be it resolved that the following items be approved. B1A through B1M. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Maria Malave. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. B2A through B2M. I'm sorry, yeah. I'm seeing things in reverse today. Okay, B2A through B2W. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safari. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Noes? Abstentions? So moved. C1B. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Eileen Harmon. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Noes? Abstentions? So moved. Appointments, resignations, and leaves. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the certificated personnel action report contained in the board packet for the March 20th, 2025 board meeting. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safari. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1B, appointments, resignations, and leaves. Non-certificated personnel. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the non-certificated personnel action report contained in the board packet for the March 20th, 2025 board meeting. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Maria Malave. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1C, Memorandum of Agreement between Brentwood UFSD and the Brentwood Teachers Association, BTA. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Teachers Association, NYSET, AFT, NEA, AFL-CIO, and confirms that it has authorized the President of the Board of Education to execute the agreement on behalf of the district. I need a motion. Motion by Eileen Harmon. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Julia Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1D, approval of legal notice regarding annual district meeting and election. Be it resolved that as set forth in the attached legal notice and subject to any necessary amendments, a public hearing of the qualified voters of the Brentwood Union Free School District, County of Suffolk, Brentwood, New York, will be held at Anthony F. Felicio Administration Center, 52 3rd Avenue, Brentwood, New York, on Thursday, May 8, 2025, at 7 p.m. prevailing time. for the purpose of reviewing the proposed budget and for the transaction of such business as authorized by the education laws of the state of New York. A copy of such budget statement may be obtained by any resident of the school district upon request 14 days immediately preceding the annual election and on the day of the annual election other than a Saturday, Sunday, or holiday, at the office of the principal of each schoolhouse and each public library in the district between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. on school days and on the district's website. And further notice is hereby given that said vote and election by registered voters of the Brentwood Union Free School District, Town of Islip, County of Suffolk, Brentwood, New York, will be held in the election districts described in the following paragraphs on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025, and the voting shall be held between the hours of 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. prevailing time in the schools designated in said paragraphs for the following purposes. A, to approve or disapprove the proposed budget supplemented or amended as the case may be of estimated expenses for the ensuing year as submitted by the Brentwood Board of Education for the purpose of authorizing the levying of a tax upon the taxable property of said school district for the estimated expenses for the ensuing fiscal year. B, the election of 2 members of the Board of Education, each for a full term of 3 years commencing July 1st, 2025 and expiring June 30th, 2028. The 2 present incumbents are Hassan Ahmed and Maria Malave. C, to vote on any additional matters in accordance with applicable law. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Eileen Harmon. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1E, Letter of Agreement and General Release. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, hereby approves a certain letter of agreement and general release dated March 3rd, 2025, that was executed by a particular probationary employee, and be it further resolved that the Board of Education extends the probationary appointment for the above referenced probationary employee through September 5th, 2026, in accordance with the terms of the letter of agreement and general release. I need a motion. Motion by Cindy Seferi. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Maria Malave. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1F, Letter of Agreement and General Release. Be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, herewith approves a certain letter of agreement and general release dated March 3rd, 2025, that was executed by a particular probationary employee, and be it further resolved that the Board of Education extends the probationary appointment for the above referenced probationary employee through December 5th, 2026, in accordance with the terms of the letter of agreement and general release. I need a motion. Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Eileen Harmon. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1G, Letter of Agreement and General Release. Be resolved that the Board of Education, upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, herewith approves a certain letter agreement and general release dated March 3rd, 2025, that was executed by a particular probationary employee, and be it further resolved that the Board of Education extends the probationary appointment for the above referenced probationary employee through August 31st, 2026, in accordance with the terms of the letter of agreement and general release. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Maria Malave. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1H, Rates for IEP Reviewers and CSE Chairs. Be it resolved that the Board of Education establishes a non-contractual daily rate of $300 for IEP reviewers and $500 for CSE chairs that are appointed by the Board of Education on an as-needed basis. Said rate shall be effective as of March 24th, 2025. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Maria Malave. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Hassan Ahmed. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1I, creation of purchasing technician position. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby creates the position of purchasing technician effective March 20th, 2025, and be it further resolved that the newly created position shall be a 12-month full-time position, which shall be accreted to the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization, BIPSO, and be it further resolved that effective March 20th, 2025, the table of organization shall be amended to reflect that the purchasing technician shall report to the district purchasing agent. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Cindy Seferi. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Julia Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So moved. D1J, Administrative Table of Organization, Coordinator of Funded Programs, Compliance, and Chief Information Officer. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Vincent Tedisco to a 4-year probationary period as Coordinator of Funded Programs, Compliance, and Chief Information Officer, effective March 21st, 2025 through March 20th, 2029, at a salary set forth in the negotiated agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization, BIPSO. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Eileen Harmon. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes. Abstentions. So moved. Congratulations, Vincent. D1K, Administrative Table of Organization, Director of Information Technology and Libraries. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Dr. Thomas D. Nicola to a 4-year probationary period as Director of Information Technology and Libraries, effective March 24th, 2025 through March 23rd, 2029, at a salary set forth in the negotiated agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization, BIPSO. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Julia Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Noes? Abstentions? So moved. Congratulations, Mr. DiNicola. D1L, Resolution for Defense and Indemnification. Whereas, in accordance with Education Law, Section 3811, and/or Public Officers Law, Section 18, as well as under any other applicable legal or insurance policy provisions, school district employee Joseph Colley, herein after the employee has submitted a timely written request for legal defense and indemnification regarding an action titled Shaw Darian T. Allen against Brentwood Union Free School District and Joseph Colley. Whereas there are allegations in the above-mentioned legal action arising from the performance of the employee's exercise of his official duties and responsibilities, and whereas this request for legal defense and indemnification is made on behalf of the individual school district employee and on behalf of Brentwood Union Free School District, and whereas the employee and Brentwood Union Free School District does not waive any rights that they may have to challenge any aspect of this legal action, including but not limited to improper service of the legal action. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby designates the law firm Bond, Shonik & King, PLLC, or the law firm of Ingerman & Smith, or a law firm designated by NYSER to represent Brentwood Union Free School District and the employee in the above-mentioned legal action. I need a motion. Motion by Cindy Seferi, I need a second.
Second.
Second by Eileen Harmon. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1M, rate of pay for six-period contract. Be it resolved that the following BTA members will be compensated for the 2024-2025 school year for their six-period contract as a part of Article 4 of the Brentwood Teachers Association collective bargaining at 1/6 of the existing third step of the BA schedule. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Maria Malave. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Yes, please.
Thank you, President Felix. The next resolution for the board's consideration is Resolution D1N, rejection of petition regarding budget proposition. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby rejects the petition submitted to the office of the district clerk on or about March 6, 2025, to place a proposition on the ballot because the petition for such proposition is not in compliance with the applicable provisions of New York State education law, including but not limited to Section 1716 of New York State education law. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Brandon Garcia.
Is there a second? Would you like me to? Sure. Good evening, Mr. Como. How are you? Great, okay. I am glad to see it, that is for sure. To explain the proposition, or the resolution, I should say, that the board is voting upon, there were two resolutions that were submitted to the office of the district clerk. The first resolution, which we are discussing now, would prevent the Board of Education from being able to budget money or to spend any money for any team name, logo, or mascot other than the B, capital B, Brentwood, Bear, or Bears. So it would basically prevent the Board of Education from using any funds to change the logo in a way that does not conform with those categories that I just mentioned, B, Brentwood, or Bears. That is not a proper resolution because there is a section of the New York State education law, in particular Section 1716, and there may be other sections of the ed law as well, in addition to commissioner's appeals, which state that the authority to develop a budget for a school district rests with the Board of Education. So it's within the jurisdiction of the Board of Education to determine how budget money is going to be spent. Now, of course, the voters approve or disapprove the budget that the board puts together, but it's the board's responsibility and the board's ability to create the budget that they believe is appropriate to put forth to the voters. So for that reason, this proposition is not in accordance with the law, and it may be rejected by the board so that it does not appear on the ballot for the voters in May. Thank you, Mr. Cuomo. All right, where we left off, President Felix, we had a motion by Brandon Garcia, and I think we were going to ask for a second. Second by Eileen Harmon. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The second resolution is Resolution D10, acceptance of petition to increase the number of board members. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby accepts the petition submitted to the office of the district clerk on or about March 6, 2025, to place a proposition on the ballot because the petition for such proposition is in compliance with the applicable provisions of New York State education law.
Can we have discussion, please, before we move on?
Yes.
Okay. So, I have a question. I think there may be others. I'm sorry. Yes. So the resolution is calling for adding additional members to the board, and my question is, how do we go about this? Does it involve a special election? Can you please explain something about that process?
Of course, thank you, Ms. Burgos, for the question. So what the petition is asking for is that the present number of board members, which of course is 7, be increased so that the board moving forward would have 9 board members. It would increase the number of seats on the board. In order to do that, the proposition would have to be placed on the ballot before the voters on May 20th. We know that May 20th is the usual day that the voters will vote upon the budget and the election of 2 board members. This would put an additional question before the voters in terms of whether they want to increase the size of the board from 7 to 9. If the voters voted no, then the board would remain as it is now with 7 board members, and it would continue in that fashion. If the voters voted yes to increasing the number of seats on the board, at that point in time, we know that a special election would be triggered. So after the May 20th election, there would then need to be a special election, which would happen sometime between June 20th and July 20th, in which the voters would then decide who those 2 additional board members would be. In order to have that special election, we are now actually incurring additional expenses as a school district because we know that each election costs money in terms of renting voting machines, hiring election inspectors, putting legal notices in the newspaper and other avenues that the law requires us to publish it. So there would be an expense of approximately $18,000 in order to have this special election, which would be an additional election after the typical May election.
What's a proposition by a community member?
Every couple of weeks, we have a hearing of the budget. Right? If this is a proposal that someone wants on it, which I don't, okay? If someone wants it, stand on.
Could we have Mr. Coleman use the microphone, please?
I'm sorry. If this is a proposal someone wants on the board to expand our board, which I don't know why we do, we can't find candidates now for 7, all right? Wouldn't we have to have a public hearing before it's even put on the ballot?
That's a good question, Mr. Colwell. Actually, the way that the process works is a proposition is submitted to the district clerk. If there's a sufficient number of signatures, if it's submitted within the proper time frame by the deadline, if it has all of the requirements that the law is asking for, then it is up to the board to decide whether or not it is put on the ballot for the voters. So no, there was not a separate public hearing that is needed, but certainly the voters will weigh in because the size of the board will not be increased unless the voters decide that they wish for that to be the case.
Right, but we have to get it on, whoever put this out there, has to have it on the ballot in May.
Yes, it would be on the ballot in May as to whether or not the size of the board should be increased, and it would be stated in the legal notices that that is a question that would be added to the ballot for the voters to decide upon in May.
But not the candidates. I think that's what you're asking, Andy?
I'm sorry, Julie?
Not the candidates? I'm not sure if that may be what you're asking.
No, I'm just saying the public doesn't know anything about this.
Well, this is
All right,
first-
and they're gonna go in there and gonna say, oh, instead of having 7 representatives, we're gonna have 9? That sounds good to me. All right? But you can have 400 people and they can't get along, or they can't come to a decision. We have a board, it's been working this way for 60-something years. All right, I don't see any reason for it. My suggestion to the board is, if we can reject this, reject it, let them take us to court.
So we serve at the purview of the community, and this has been put forth by a group of community members, so it's our responsibility to move it forward in terms of a resolution. What happens between now and election time is up to everybody who votes. So Our responsibility is to move forward the proposition that has been put before us.
When would this take place?
Yes, Mr. Ahmed, I believe the question was, when will it take place? So the first step in this process would take place on May 20th, when the community decides whether it wants to increase the number of seats from 7 to 9. If the community votes no, it ends there, and that's the end of the process. If the community votes yes, then we need to figure out who is going to fill those additional 2 seats. And that's where the special election would come in, which would happen 30 to 60 days after the May vote, and which candidates would come forward presumably, and the community would then decide who is going to be elected to fill those
Yeah,
additional
but the vote
seats.
wouldn't take place at least 90 days after that, after the May 30th, the May 20th. Because you have to have a petition to notify the public that this is going to happen. Then the people have a certain amount of time to pick up the petition, and a certain amount of time to hand it in, and then a certain amount of time to make a notice of when the special election will be. So it won't happen before August or September.
Well, what the law requires is that the special election is held not less than 30 days and no more than 60 days after the May 20th vote. So essentially, the choosing of those 2 additional candidates cannot happen earlier than
They're
30
already
days after the
chosen,
election.
let me tell you. They're already picked. Okay? And if they don't get on the ballot, they're going to go after the 9 people. I don't know who's handed in new ballots or anything, all right? But this is a well-planned thing. So I just want you guys to know that. Because I'm 100% Brentwood.
We're trying to function within the law, so this is our responsibility.
Yes, and thank you for bringing up that point, Ms. Burgos, because what the community should understand is that if the board chooses to accept this proposition this evening, it is not an indication that the board either supports or does not support the proposition. All that it means is that the board is following its legal duty to put it on the ballot before the voters, but it is not stating that the board thinks that this is a good idea, and it's not stating that it's a bad idea. They're saying, we have an obligation to put it before the voters, and now Brentwood community, you decide on May 20th.
And if they decide not to put it on the ballot, because they have that right also.
There are circumstances in which we do not put propositions on the ballot. A prime example is the one that I just mentioned regarding the logo.
Right.
The board has voted not to put it on the ballot because it's not a proper question for the voters. In this circumstance, there's no legal reason that this cannot be put on the ballot. So I cannot advise the board.
There could be,
to do it.
each individual member could have a moral reason. Doesn't have to be legal, it could be a moral reason that they don't want to expand the board. I'm just saying, you know where I stand on this, all right? You do not have to vote to put something on the board. Then that relies on them, whoever those people are, is to challenge you. Have some courage, stand up for the community.
So I have one more question. Do we know how many other districts in our area or on Long Island
I
have?
don't care about other districts, I care about our district.
I looked it up today, and there's no one, I didn't see anyone on Long Island, but I did see 4 schools that were upstate. You know, it's public knowledge. I just Googled it, and, you know, I looked on that.
Okay. I thought there was one, but I'm not.
But I'm not 100%
This is just
Maria,
not a lot.
what did you say, please?
That's fine. That's neither here nor there.
What I said was, today I just did a quick search, because I was curious myself if any other school districts had this. When I did the quick search, I didn't see any from Long Island that had a 9 member board. Not saying that I could have missed it, but I did see that there were a couple of schools and they were upstate New York. like Ramapo was one, and I think another one was up by Buffalo or something.
Buffalo Public Schools.
Right.
Well, Buffalo's the city.
There were,
I'm
you know,
sure
there
New
was-
York City has more than 7 people also. So does Yonkers, so does Syracuse, so does Utica, so does Albany. All right, all those school districts, I'm sure, have more than 7 people. All right? But we're a community that has lived this way for 57 years. And because they can't beat you at the ballot box, they want to beat you in a different way. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
All right, what do I got more?
Do you need a motion?
Okay, returning to Resolution D10, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Brandon Garcia. Is
To
there a
accept
second?
or decline it?
This is a motion
One
to,
minute, excuse me, can we table this?
Good.
Is there a time constraint? I'm not sure, like, is there?
I'll make it public, but of course, the question from Ms. Safari was, can it be tabled? The board is supposed to be voting on this proposition within 20 days of receiving it. The proposition was received on March 6th, and of course, we're at March 20th today. So, yes, the answer is you could table it for a few more days, but we don't have many more days remaining.
Just to clear the air, Mr. Como, I have a lot of respect for your love for the community. I do motion to accept the petition only because in the sense of this was properly done. It does hit all of the boxes, and I don't want to take away that right from the voters. Obviously, us as board members, being community members, we could make our own personal opinions and decisions there at the ballot box, just like the rest of the community. But to take away that right from the rest of the community doesn't feel right to me.
And you also can do a moral thing and say, you know what, morally, they might be right, but morally I'm against this, and I vote no. You can't say that also. You don't have to all vote 7-0 for 3.5 years. You're all individually elected, you all have a voice, you all can make up your own mind. We still live in America.
So as a point of order, where are we at?
We need a motion, we have a motion, we have a second.
Sure. Mr. Garcia, as a point of order, we have a motion on the floor. You made the motion to adopt. At this point, we're waiting for a second.
I second the motion.
Yeah.
We have a
You know where
second.
she stands.
We have a second by Julie Burgos. And before I proceed to ask for the vote, I do want to make it clear in case anyone did not catch what I was saying before. The board voting yes to this does not mean that the board supports this. They're voting yes to it because they have a legal duty as board members to comply with the law and to put propositions before the voters that have been properly submitted. Since this proposition has been properly submitted, their oath of office requires them to follow the law, whether it's something that they like or something that they don't like. So I completely understand what you're saying, Mr. Cuomo, about moral decisions and doing what they think is best, but there are circumstances in which
There once was a law that we had to pay tax on tea, okay? And we got rid of that damn law.
I understand what you're saying. I just wanted to clarify that the vote that the board is about to take is not based on their personal opinion. It's based upon their duty to uphold and fulfill the law. So we have a first by Brandon Garcia. We have a second by Julie Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
What was the count?
The count was 7-0-0. The motion
Okay,
carries.
thank you. No, I got no.
Thank you, Candace. E1A, student enrollment figures. As of January 31st, we had a total of 17,911 students. As of February 28th, our enrollment was 17,835. Special education enrollment figures: elementary, 1,430, middle school, 640, freshman campus, 200, senior high school, 601, attending out-of-district schools, K through 12, 474, resource room-related services, district residents, 55, approved preschool programs, 476, related services preschool programs, 224. F1 through 7 miscellaneous items for information only. Board action memos for the February 13th, 2025 principals report. SLT meeting minutes of February 13th, 2025. ELT meeting minutes of February 7th, 2025. The following policies, regulations is being presented to the Board of Education for information only. Policy 2265, school-based plan and shared decision-making. 4321.12, use of physical restraints, timeout. 8113, extreme heat condition days. 8331, security cameras and video recordings. 8410, student transportation. 8636, artificial intelligence. Board of Education 5th informal budget workshop will take place on Thursday, April 3rd, 2025. Board of Education business meeting and Eastern Suffolk BOCES vote Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. We'll open it up for public comment. You will have one opportunity to have the mic for a 3-minute span. Hold on, Kalia, I just want to make sure you get your timing. Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Are you gonna put the
I have it on
3-minute
my
thing up
phone.
there? Oh, because they normally have it somewhere so I can kind of
Yeah,
watch my time.
I'll let you know when you have 1 minute left, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, we don't have to.
We don't have the timer.
Okay. So I'll just try to make this quick. So as a Brentwood alum, member of the basketball team that made it to the Suffolk County Championships 29 years ago. And a donor to the girls basketball program, I was overjoyed to see the team, which is led by Coach Keith Green, create program history and help the young ladies create herstory as you celebrated this evening. But as much joy as I should have had reflecting on this moment, some disheartening facts came to mind. And now I'm gonna take my alumni hat off and I'm gonna put my professional, my HR hat on. So 3 years ago, I witnessed Coach Green blow the whistle on behavior that was the antithesis of Board of Education policies. Even though I believe this should have been the moment for district officials to rise to their responsibility and conduct a thorough investigation, in my opinion, his complaint was dismissed and he became a target. Fast forward to a year ago this month, after having some charges levied against him that were never explained in what I believe to be a sham of an investigation, Coach Green, who has dedicated nearly 20 years to education and coaching, in my own estimation and account, was treated quite poorly by the district. I have said this before at this, and I know you're about to say you're not going to get into things, so I'm gonna make a general comment, okay? We are all leaders here, right? And I think I've said this before. As educational leaders, we have one of the most important jobs. And that's a responsibility to not just the students, but those who actually work for us, right? We have a responsibility to conduct fair processes legally, and as Mr. Cuomo said today, morally. That is our moral obligation. Again, from my purview, in my review of things, you cannot have an educator. I don't know if you know, but Coach Green has gotten Coach of the Year twice this year.
Ms. Green?
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate what you're saying, but we need to, of course, follow protocol. We're not going to be speaking about individual employees. The board cannot comment on individual
No, I didn't ask you to comment. I just asked you to listen. I know that you, no.
Yes.
What I'm saying is I am allowed, based on protocol, to make general comments about. Now, specific cases, I'm not going to do that. But what I can do is be encouragement, because there's a precedent that was set, and it was set this summer. It was set in August. We've had this precedent before. So what I will say,
The precedent for, I'm sorry, what are you?
in terms of speaking highly of a teacher, a coach, there were coaches that got up here and had parents speak highly of them. I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing. It's nothing different, and I'm going to stick to that.
Perfectly fine.
Thank you.
As far as the board responding or not responding properly to a complaint, I would ask that we refrain from that, if that's all right. But of course, the general comment that you're
Again,
making.
general comment, my estimation, my opinion, I didn't say the board, I said district officials, and that means a whole bunch of people, but they are accountable to the board. So what I will say is that an educator does not win Coach of the Year.
You have 30 seconds.
Thank you. An educator does not win Sportsman of the Year, and it's possibly the person that he is painted to be. What I would say is, as you continue to work through the process, I would say look at the district processes. Make sure they're in line. Make sure they're fair. I've been here before. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this advocacy. This is what I do. But as educational leaders, we have an obligation to be fair and to make sure the process is fair for everyone. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kalia. Anyone else? Okay. All right.
I have a question on our honor society. How many of the kids who are in the honor society can read at grade level? Or is efficient in math on grade level?
We can give you numbers.
I can't hear you.
I said we can give you numbers if you want to. We can definitely provide that for you. But all of them, they're in honor society. You just see they are.
Because I've been watching the news over the last 2 weeks, and it's been very heavy in education.
Okay.
All right? We're finding districts that the kids are in a higher grade and they read at third grade level, fourth grade level. All right? What are we doing if we fall into that situation?
We have many services for our students.
I can't hear you.
We have many services for our students, and they include high dosage tutoring. We come to that, that's what they will get. And we also have academic intervention
So
services.
every child that's in the honor society is at grade level in reading and math?
I don't have the numbers here right now, but our kids that are in honor society, they're on grade level. Yes, they are.
They have to meet a certain standard in order to be
In order to
admitted.
be,
What? I
right.
can't hear either one.
They have to be reach a certain standard in order to be admitted to
Yeah,
the honor
our
society.
standard.
I'm not
How
sure
are they
about that,
national?
But I think you
How are
look
they
at the-
competing against other districts in the town of Isle? As I said to,
It's
I
not
don't know,
our
one of
honor
you.
society right
All
there.
right, we're number 9 out of 10 school districts in Isle.
We're very proud of our students and their accomplishments.
I'm proud of our students also.
And they're doing well. The students that are in honor society, they're doing very well.
I'm proud of our students. I'm proud of this district.
Thank you.
Some of you I'm proud of, okay? But the question is, what are we doing to improve ourselves? You know, there's a Dr. Dick McKenna. He once told me, if it's not broke, the saying is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And then he says, that Andy, that's so wrong. He says, if it's not broke, improve it. That's what I want our school boards to do. That's why I want to see the discussions that we used to have when Eileen and Julie were on this side of the table.
You know what, Andy? I wish you had come here for Young Authors Night. We had
Well, I'm sorry.
kindergarten to, yeah, next time, really, let me know. I will come pick you up. We have students from kindergarten all the way to grade 8 writing. Their writings were amazing. They were discussing what they want to be in the future, in their career. You have to see the research that they created. All a part of the great work that our teachers are doing and the great work that our students and their parents are doing also at home with them. We were so impressed and full of emotion. We also actually have your daughter. She presented her vision board and the research that she made in order to become a veterinarian.
Okay, but I got, my time is, she's keeping my time.
okay. I'm
I
just
stop
letting you know.
when somebody else speaks.
Oh, okay,
I
all
stop
right,
it.
because I got 2 more questions.
That's okay. So, like I said, we're doing wonderful things here for our students. And she said that she wants to make $175,000. That was her research. That's what she said. Yes. Go ahead.
Part of it, Andy, is we're presenting.
You got to speak in the mic.
Part of it, Andy, is we have been presenting during our budget workshops the plans that we have for improvement, right? So Annie presented, I believe, in February, her plans, right? Not just the budget for the elementary level, but her plans, her vision for getting all of our students academically where they need to be, services that we provide for students who may need additional supports. All of that is part of our budget workshop, right? Matt is presenting in April. He'll be discussing on the secondary level all of the plans we have, things that we've done in the past, what we're currently doing, what we're planning to do in the future. All of that is part of our budget workshops. It's not just about how we're allocating funds, and you know, you've been here, but a lot of the questions that you're asking, we are providing supports when teachers recognize that there may be a deficiency somewhere with a student, whether it be reading or mathematics. It's everyone's on board, right? It's they have
The reading consultants.
the reading consultants, the
interventionists.
math
We just adopted a new
consultants,
program.
you know, behavioral consultants. You know, we devise a lot of student-specific plans. It's not like cookie cutter, right? We're not painting everyone with the same brush because every student has a different need, and we're addressing each student's need, not specifically grade level, not, you know, we're evaluating each child, pinpointing exactly where they're deficient and targeting those areas.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Does that answer your question?
A little bit.
Only because it was brought up, I can attest
Oh,
firsthand.
he speaks, yes, what?
Yeah. So only because it was brought up, I can attest firsthand to how beautiful Young Authors Night, at least was, for me, perspective as a parent. My daughter is one of those students that was invested in her reading capability, and to watch her be able to grow by leaps and bounds in a very short period of time from being in UPK and being exposed to Spanish immersion, then going to first grade and being invested in by her teachers to be able to speak confidently on stage. I am eternally grateful to our district for the programs that we have and that the people we have that are investing in our students, as our president mentioned, specific to their needs. There is no cookie cutter approach, but I can attest firsthand to the beautiful investment that the district and our staff is making in every one of our students.
Okay. Question on the building on Brentwood Road. Last month you told us we will be having a special meeting in June to have a presentation. Why is it taking us 4 months? All right, because we had 6 months before that to get some presentations to be presented to Stacy. And now Stacy is going to wait another 4 months. Is it because the election is in May?
No. That's
And the
easy
two
answer.
candidates that are up are in June?
That's the easy answer, but no, it's because
Okay,
we
just
are-
asking.
No, there's nothing nefarious going on here or strategic.
Well, I would like to know, I would like to know what the plan is before I go into the ballot box to know what their plans are, if they support or not support it. It's a major problem. We spent over $1.5 million on that building. And we don't know what it is, what we're using it for.
So Andy, we are going to meet in June at a workshop because we need your input. Okay, we are not going to be able to build anything until whatever we decide that we're going to do gets to the state, and they have to approve whatever we decide that we're going to do here.
I am always available unless it's for health reasons. All right? But Stacy knows. If she calls me for anything, a meeting, an interview, or whatever, I'm there. I will give my input.
You have 30 seconds.
All right? Well, it seems like a quick 30 seconds. All right? Last thing I want to say is this coming Saturday, please spread the word. It's the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And the question that I have is, with all the extra money we have, how come we still only have 2 bands, North and West, South and East? Why don't we have a band in each one of the middle schools? We have the money, we have the equipment, we have music teachers in those buildings.
Andy, your time's up, and I'll give Wanda the opportunity to answer your question. Thank you.
Okay, we added theater in all the schools that we have right now, so that's what we have. We can explore. Yeah, you mentioned that, to have band there. We are planning to add more music teachers to all the middle schools right now, so I think that is a great idea, and hopefully we can do that. We can do it in all the schools. We added theater, we have music also. We are actually have a musical coming up, I believe.
I'm just saying, a kid from North or a kid from West, all right, might not go out for the band because...
Andy, I don't want to be rude, but your time's up. Thank you. Do you have any other questions, comments from the audience? Okay. Thank you.
My name is Jax. I'm a senior at the Brentwood High School.
Thank you.
So I just have a quick question. I don't want to take too long. It's actually 2, but I'll make them quick. If you haven't heard, as of today, March 20th, 2025, President Trump signed an executive order called Improving Education Outcomes by Empowering Parents, States, and Communities that would basically dismantle the Department of Education. It's a kind of a scary thing for me to talk about, considering this would remove our Title I funding from the district. And I was wondering what percentage of the money does Title I fund the school district?
Dr. Leone?
I have more, if you want me to label all of them.
Well, you have 3 minutes, so do you want an answer?
So I want an answer to all 3 of these. What percentage of money do we get from Title I? How are you planning on using this for future budgets? And are you going to send any form or communication out to teachers, students, or parents about the impact towards our district for this?
I can answer also some of that. And Dr. Leone and Vincent, he was just appointed actually coordinator of the program, so this is perfect.
Yeah, the perfect group here tonight.
I know, and he just worked on the budget, so you want to get up for a minute. But I just want to let you know, what's your name again?
Jax.
Jax, okay. At this point, we have not heard anything in terms of any reductions. I just have to let you know. We have many programs on the Title I, 2, 3, and 4, and we will continue to comply with the programs that we have and implement them, because at this point, we haven't heard anything yet. But go ahead and let's just let you know how much money we receive from them.
Good evening, everybody. So we recently accessed several $100,000 worth of carryover funds through Title I. So it is over $1 million worth of funding, well over $1 million that we have access to now. We did some very strategic budgeting. It funds our AIS teachers. It funds several parent and family engagement activities at our building levels, in addition to supplies and materials, and fringe benefits, as you can imagine, for many, many folks who provide AIS and MTSS services. So it's a significant amount of money, which would be a significant impact on our district if we didn't have Title I funding. That goes without saying.
We will make sure that as soon as we hear anything, we are all about transparency. You will know. Okay?
You're welcome. Any other questions from the community? Okay. I need a motion
No,
Oh, I
Wanda.
just have a
No,
few
no,
things.
no.
Oh, Wanda, oh, I'm so sorry, because I forgot
I
we
only
changed
have a
it.
few things because as you know, our wonderful students, they say everything that I have on my agenda, so I only have a few things. We talked about young authors. I don't know if we spoke a little bit about the EMS talk, East Middle Talks. We have 52 professionals come today. They presented to our students about their careers and the impact that they had in their lives. Many of them were Brentwood graduates, and they came back to give to our students and let them know about the career path that they took, and letting them know that it was okay for them and to see themselves into these careers as well. So it was an amazing event. We had Hassan Ahmed, he presented as well. He talked to our sixth graders about the work that the Board of Education does and the importance of using your voice and the impact that using your voice has on with the betterment of the community. I do want to mention that Eileen Felix was also honored by Sammy Gonzalez as woman. It's called Suffolk County Woman of Distinction by Legislator Gonzalez on March 4th. So thank you so much, Eileen, for everything that you do. We also have, this Monday, we are going to have 3 wonderful women. Michelle Stiliano, she's our McKinney-Ventola liaison. She's going to be recognized by SCOPE as an outstanding guidance counselor. We had Judy Crawford, she retired, but she also lives here in the community. She is going to be celebrated as a community member. And our very own Maria Malave, she will be honored as distinguished board member. So congratulations. I'm sure that we have been posting so many great things on Facebook, but I just wanted to mention 3 students that we had that won in the New York Sabe Award and art contest. We had Estrella Benitez. She is a freshman campus student. She earned 3rd place in New York Sabe essay contest. She wrote an Italian piece. Multilingual is where it's at. That was the title. And I want to say thank you to Erica Coleman and Monica Malcolm for encouraging the student to write this piece and she won the state award. Then we have Ciara Casimir, a 7th grader who won 1st place in the art contest for her piece in diversity. And then Jason Mendoza, a 6th grader who also won 2nd place for her artwork called Together Forever. And I'd like to thank their teachers, Jay Won Chim and also Jennifer Grasso, for encouraging our students to participate in this very important contest. So thank you. Also, last Monday, Denise Fuentes, she's right here, and Denise Romero, in collaboration with the Family Community Center and Carecen, they organized a session where newcomer families receive crucial supports and they learn our community's resources, including our food pantry that we have here. So thank you for doing that. Thank you. Yeah. On March 12th, we had a wonderful college fair at the high school as well. I love to see our middle school students asking questions. So we are starting very little. Young authors in kindergarten, we have the middle schools already asking college representatives about different careers and different schools. And what I heard students saying, so what does it take to live in campus? I guess she wants to already leave. She wants to go someplace. I had the pleasure of reading at a 3rd grade class from Tatiana Arango. I don't know if you saw me, I saw a Facebook post. And I was able to read in English and Spanish. I spoke in both languages. And it brought me back so many great memories of when I was a teacher. The students were amazing. And the book was about La Llorona. I don't know if you're familiar about La Llorona in El Salvador and Central America. La Llorona is like the boogeyman, right? In Puerto Rico, we have El Cuco. And what the book was about is that you cannot just think about what people tell you, right? It's not really what things sometimes are. So it was an amazing book. They were all surprised because they really thought that Llorona was a bad person. Llorona is not a bad person. She actually helped the character that I read about, but it really brought excellent memories. And I just want to say thank you to all the great teachers because I know that every day you have the kids in front of you, and that is such a blessing. And I just wanted to say thank you to them, and thank you for the opportunity for me to come read to her classroom. And then very important dates that we have here: kindergarten registration. It started January 21st up to March 21st, that is tomorrow, but it continues. You could go ahead and continue to register your child. UPK registration is April 7th until June 6th. And then I was going to talk about the parade, but Andy already mentioned the parade, so that's it. That's all I have.
So we do have one question, I'm sorry, from home, so I will
Okay.
read that now and then we can
Sure.
address it. It was sent anonymously. It says the JV girls softball team does not have a practice field. When will they get one? And how are they supposed to get better or be competitive without a field? I know, Stacy.
Sure. We did expand the tennis court, so it did go into that practice field that they had been using for many years. So for now, they're going to be using the Town of Islip recreation field to practice. And as soon as BCF opens the fields up across the street, they're going to move over to those fields. So they do have a field to practice. Matter of fact, they have to do so many practices before they can, join the league. So yeah, Ms. O'Reilly has a plan for that.
Thank you. And I'm sure it's just growing pains, right? Because
Yeah.
we're growing and changing the way our campus looks, and we haven't forgotten them, so that needs to be said. And I just want to add one thing regarding Young Authors Night. It was a lovely, lovely evening. I just want to thank and congratulate, I'm not sure she's still here, Trish Brockbank, who coordinates that. She's our coordinator of language arts. She did leave. But she chose the theme of Your Future is Bright, which coincides with our Graduation Plus. So I just thought it was a lovely, lovely event that really brought everything together that we're trying to do in the district. So I just wanted to thank her.
She really did a great job with that, and the whole, her entire team, her office, during Young Authors, everyone is working. So it doesn't matter if you're in the ELA office, she has the math department, Becky over there with the science, everyone was working. Amanda, everyone was doing something, the bilingual department. So thank you to the entire curriculum office for this.
I need a motion to adjourn the meeting at 10 p.m.
Motion.
Motion by Hassan Ahmed. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Maria Malave. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Have a great night, everyone.